here's what I've got. That's a lot of work. I've got it sitting on jacks and jack stands for the moment. It is supposed to snow tonight, so goody. I guess all my stuff will sit out in the snow tonight. But I've got it sitting on these back here for now. I've got these ramps. These are steel ramps that I'm using just to kind of spread the weight on the side of where the dirt is. And then all these wooden blocks are what I've been using to kind of work it up and down. So I've got it down to where it's sitting. These are semi-trailer wheels that I borrowed from a buddy of mine. And I borrowed his jack stands that were tall enough to pick it up. So this thing was, the bottom of that was way up here. So I've been slowly dropping it down. Problem is it's on 4 points right now, and it kept wanting to shift this way. But I got it picked up tall enough so I could get my trailer out from under it. And there's the table that was sitting under it that I've got to actually repair. When I picked it up with the forklift, I bent that. So I can use this to go get my material to finish my building. So that's the plan for next weekend. So hopefully next week, through the week, I'll get this dropped on down. So now I can come to the outside here and pick up, take all that out and drop it down. Do the same thing out here, drop it down, and just slowly work each side down. So I would use those blocks there. I would pick it up, take one block out, drop it down, go to that side, take one block out, drop it down. Actually, I used the jack stand on this side. I didn't use blocks. So I would take the jack stand down a notch. So the jacks are holding it now. They're bottomed out. So there's no pressure on them. And then I've just got a little bit of tension on this jack and these two jacks over here. So this is the light side. So it's really not hurting anything. I just realized it's barely sitting over here. It's moved. That ain't good. But yeah, I'll be able to pull these down. I'll take that block out from under that blue jack and then pick it up and then use the ram to slowly drop this side down as I drop that side down. And once I get it close enough to the ground, I'll be able to take the 6x6 out from under it eventually. But you see all the points that I have to put something under it. I'll probably pour me some concrete blocks that will sit under each one of these points to where I can use that to level it. And I'll probably take some like 1/8 inch steel or something and put on top, maybe even 1/4 inch plate, depending on what I've got handy, to where it doesn't crack the concrete. But the concrete will sit under each one of these. I'll just make me some forms and eventually set this all the way on the ground and then get it level. Once it's level, I'll start working on it, figuring out how to, I'm going to just take that part off, take a lot of this stuff out of it, and get rid of most of it. Really all I need is the XYZ travel. So there should be ball screws or something in here. And I'll either have to put servo motors in it or replace the ones that are there. See, there's a ball screw right there, covered in grease. And there's a belt that's going to a servo somewhere over there. You can see the motor over there. But anyway, my intention with this thing is to do 3 or 4 different things with it. I want to set it up to where I can use oxyacetylene to cut with it. So having oxyacetylene set up, a plasma setup, and a router attachment. So I'll be able to route wood and plastic and stuff like that with it, as well as cut metal. What I was thinking is setting the table up to where it can roll like it's set up for now, but have, you know, maybe maybe the wood router part on top that'll roll out of the way, and then the metal part below it. I don't know. I'll figure that out. But yeah, there we go. Like I said, my intention is to finish this part of my building, come to here with no wall, drop this low enough that I can come over this with a roof. Once I get over top of this with a roof, I'll wall it in over here, wall it in here, and I may pour a concrete pad for right here, just a small one, and I'll clear all this stuff out, and I'm going to pour a concrete pad through here to the edge of the building, out to the corner, into here to meet this, and then I'm going to do the same lean-to there over to here. So I'll end up my well pump, which is exposed right now. I've got heat. I've been working on this thing too, but I finally insulated it and put heat tape on it, and I've got to build a cover for this. But what I was thinking is just make it part of my building and build me a workbench that goes over top of this, so I could actually make it part of my building. It would be in out of the weather, and set it up to where if I ever needed to pull the well pump, have a pulley system here where I could take my tractor and pull the well line out if I needed to and just go that way with it. But yeah, there we go. Don't tell anybody COVID will stop you. I've had COVID for about 3 days now, and I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to get up and do something. I can't stand laying around. But that's done. I'm going to go spend about $3,000 tonight so I can fill this thing up and bring it back home full of building material. And hopefully next weekend I'll have what I need. So I'll be able to finish my building, at least externally. I've got to pick that up and move it. It's heavy. And I've actually got another table. Oh, I've got to let these hydraulics down. I've got another table that goes with this that I'm probably going to bring home. It's got a bunch of extra crap on it that I may end up reusing as well. So, but yeah, it's at least not 4 foot in the air now. It's only a few feet. So, the back is basically where it's been, but the front, it was canted like this in order for the tires to go by those. So at least I've got it level now. Now I'm going to start working the back down, work the front down, work the back down. So just a little at a time. And like I said, these little toe jacks for $80 a piece, $90, probably $100 now with inflation. I've got 4 of them, and they have paid for themselves over and over and over again. I mean, this just shows if you got a little bit of patience, if you're willing to work with something and just be careful, think about what you're doing, you can do a lot of things yourself. When I first picked this thing up, I was estimating somewhere around 10,000 pounds. When I pulled it down the road, it was heavier than any 10,000 pounds I had ever pulled. You see how much steel there is and how thick this thing is. Let's see. See, that is solid steel. So that's a good 4 inches thick. And it's steel all through here. This thing is super, super, super rigid. I'm thinking it's closer to 15 to 20,000 because I have these 2 jacks. Those jacks are rated at 10,000 pounds a piece. And one will not pick up one end. You have to have 2 picking up at the same time. So you've got to work that one up a little, work that one up a little, work that one up a little. Now the back end you can pick up, but the front end, it's all it can handle. So I would say there's a good 15 to 20,000 pounds in this thing. It's heavy. It's all that trailer wanted too. I actually added the middle axle to that trailer just so I could carry the weight. But you could see it actually bent the trailer just a little bit. So now I've got a built-in ramp. So I've just got to finish a couple of things on this. I'm going to make me some runners that'll go across this where I can lay the building material this way. It's 33 feet. I've got to measure this. It's somewhere, I think, from tail to here, it's right at 28 feet, or it may be 28 feet to there. I don't know. But if I remember correctly, 30 feet of material would kind of sit here and hang off the back end about a foot. So we actually came all the way up with it. I'm going to have to take my that thing off. I just realized that's going to stink. But anyway, yeah, there it is. It's off, unloaded. It's the most I've gotten done in a while. This winter's been rough. I have had a million things going on at work, taking on a new role, basically doing about 4 jobs at once. So I've been beat. But yeah, that's going to be my 5x10 CNC plasma, CNC router, CNC oxyacetylene thing eventually. So I'm going to have to probably dig into it. I pulled these back, these way covers, and they've actually protected the ball screws pretty well. They're not rusty or anything. They've got enough grease and gunk on them that it's kept them from getting messed up. I'm going to take all that stuff apart. I'm going to take that thing completely off. That's the laser head. If anybody needs any of these parts, you're welcome to them. But yeah, all this stuff is going to go. I'll probably reuse some of the cabling for the servo motors, but I've got a servo motor here, 1 or 2 that runs the back and forth, and 1 or 2, and I think just 1 that runs up and down. But man, this thing is super, super, super rigid. And I think I'm going to use Mach 3 to power the thing originally and just go from there. So yeah, but there you go. Sometimes you just got to put your mind to something and get her done. But you guys have a good day. Bye.